Holiday World in Santa Claus, Indiana is one of the best independent theme parks in the entire country, featuring an iconic collection of wood coasters and one of the best water parks in the entire world. In today's video, I'm going to do a full review of Holiday World from the coaster lineup, operations, theming, food, and much more. How will Holiday World score in each category as I give a ranking out of 10 for each category, and then I will give you an audience score out of 10 to show other opinions, because it's not just about my opinion, so you can know from me and others what the park overall is. I haven't seen this done before in other reviews of theme parks, so like I said, I'm going to give you a review of mine and a review of other people, so you can have a general idea of what each category is going to be for each ranking. And before we get started, I just want to introduce myself if you're here for the first time. I'm Austin from Park Hoppers Productions. I talk about theme parks way too much, so that's why I started this channel. So if that's someone like you, I want you to join me down in the comments down below and let me know your thoughts of Holiday World. And if you haven't been there, let me know if you want to visit Holiday World after this review. But join me in the comments down below and let's have a great discussion about Holiday World and their coasters and water park. So without further ado, let's get into the first category, the roller coasters. For roller coasters, I give a 7.5 out of 10, and the audience out of 50 votes gave a score an average of 7 out of 10. Holiday World is known for featuring a world-class lineup of wood roller coasters in the Raven, the Legend, and the Voyage, and then 2 supporting coasters in the Kids Coaster and Howler, and then the B&M Wing and Thunderbird. Let's talk about each of them briefly. First, on our only visit to the park, we didn't get to ride the Legend sadly, but according to some friends, it's one of the better wood coasters in the world and really uses the terrain to its advantage. But it really did hurt seeing the roller coaster loom over us in the water park when we were waiting in the queue lines over there. We're definitely going to be revisiting the park this year, so we're definitely going to get a ride on the Legend, so hopefully we can give you a review on that later in the year. Next up is the Raven. This wood coaster is the oldest in the park, and it really runs well for its age, featuring a good pace ride through the woods and over the lake. You'll get some good pops of airtime and some decent laterals, and I'm really impressed with how well all these woodies are held up in the park. Next is Thunderbird. This launch B&M wing coaster is my favorite wing coaster in the country, and it really does pack a punch. This coaster features some elements in the launch, the zero-G roll, the inline twist, and the near misses, and much more. Thunderbird is one of my favorite roller coasters I've ever been on, and it's definitely in my top 25 out of over 180 roller coasters I've ever rode. So I just gotta say, America needs more wing coasters and launched wing coasters, to say the least. Finally, let's end with the best, the iconic and legendary Voyage. This Gravity Group Woody is legendary, to say the least, and may be the world's best wood coaster and one of the best coasters ever. El Toro fanboys, just please get out of here for this conversation. The Voyage is insane from the first 2 airtime hills, the way it curves and weaves and carves through the forest of the park, and it makes for one of the best experiences you'll ever have on a coaster. Not to mention, this coaster is over a mile long and ends with the iconic triple down, which I truly don't know how it builds up all the speed after braking on the trim brakes, so that is just a testament to how good this ride is. It ends with the photo op and curves back into the station around Thanksgiving Land. The Voyage really isn't for everyone, but the intensity, it really does deserve the title as one of the best coasters in the world, and I have never rode it during holiday nights, but without the trims, and I know it definitely would make the ride a lot better. If you have rode the Voyage without the trims on holiday nights, please let me know down in the comments down below your experience on this, because I truly want to know how good the ride is without the trims. The Kids Coaster is the Howler, and it's a small kids coaster and nothing too special. I obviously didn't get to ride it, so I'm not going to mention here in this video, but it's a good first roller coaster for many young thrill seekers. I want to give an honorable mention to Good Gravy, the roller coaster coming this year that's going to fill a much needed gap in between the Howler and the other coasters for a good family steel coaster. And the awesome theming with the gravy boats adds a great and delicious touch. The 7.5 is it's a great average lineup for a park with great woodies, but the 7.5 is because the woodies might not be for everybody with the intensity and how rough some of them can be on certain days. For our second category out of 10, we have flat rides and thrill rides. I give it a 4 out of 10, and the audience score out of over 40 votes gives it a 5 out of 10. Holiday World really does lack in the flat ride department, only featuring a few rides like a small drop tower, a swinging ship, swings, bumper cars, and a few more. It really just is basic flat rides, and that's every park has, but I would like to see a good, decent flat ride here that's not really common in much theme parks, but I can't really ask for much for this park. Our third category is family rides, with a 6 out of 10 for me and a 6 out of 10 for the audience. In the family ride department, it gets a little bit better with a classic log flume, a unique shooting dark ride and Gobbler Getaway, the turkey whirl, and more. And the park offers a good variety for all ages to explore, and it's always fun to see who can score the most on Gobbler Getaway. Let me know your high score for Gobbler Getaway down in the comments. I want to see if I can beat anybody. In our fourth category, we have operations. I give it an 8 out of 10. Audience gives it a 7 out of 10. On our only visit, the operations definitely outshined the Six Flags parks we've been to, but fell short of parks like Kings Island and other well-run parks. My only complaint was on a hot summer day, they were only running one train on Raven, and dispatches were decent but not lightning fast. Thunderbird definitely had the best operations, and Voyage was pretty decent behind it. It was nice that they were running two trains on both, but overall the park was average in the parks we've been to, but coped out with a friendly staff, and it really does make for a And I'll cope this with the operations with the free drinks and the free sunscreen. I add this to operations too because it really does make for a smoother and faster day when you're getting food, and you can just go to the free drink stands and get that without waiting in line at a regular food stand. Number 5 for our category is experiences. I give it a 9.5 out of 10, and the audience gives it a 10 out of 10. Holiday Nights is one of the most well-known experiences that the park offers. It's a exclusive event for people that are in coaster clubs, and it's really hard to get tickets for, so that's why the category is a 9.5 out of 10 for me, but for the audience, it's a 10 out of 10 for people that get to go. During this event, you can ride the Voyage without trims, and apparently it makes an absolutely bonkers ride, and you get some exclusive ride time on everything else, and the coasters, so you can get your laps in and get your coaster count up. Like I said, the only downfall for this event is it's very hard to get tickets to, and it's very limited, so it's not a perfect category for me. I put the water park in the experiences category because the water park is added with the park. So for the future going on, the water park will be in these categories when I do the reviews for theme parks. Splash and Safari is free with the park, and it's absolutely my favorite water park I have ever been to. From the awesome water racing coaster in Cheetah Chase, the airtime-filled ride in Wildebeest, the 2 toilet bowls, and ending with the Mammoth, the world's longest water slide, you truly have one of the best water park lineups in the entire world. Even on a 70-degree day, it blew my mind because it was high winds and it was freezing, but the best part about it was there was nobody in line for these because it's a locals park and the water park is usually busy from what I've heard, but the lines were very minimal that day. The park also features a family-friendly Halloween event, a firework and drone show, live entertainment, and dive. It's a unique and one-of-a-kind show featuring people diving in the pools, and it was a really fun and enjoyable and unique thing to watch at a theme park. For our 6th category, I go to theming for 7 out of 10 for me and an audience score of 6 out of 10. The park is split into 5 sections: the winter and Christmas section, the Thanksgiving land, 4th of July, the Halloween land, and Splash and Safari. The park is themed but lightly in each area, and it's enough to understand the theme, but not like a Disney or Universal theme. The rides, food, and everything else fit into the areas they are in, and it's better than your local Six Flags theming, and better than some Cedar Fair parks, but not full, because I said the theming is light, but not in your face. Number 7 for our category is atmosphere. I give it an 8 out of 10, or an audience score of also 8 out of 10. This park sits half in the woods and half in the hills, and half on the side of the fields in the middle of nowhere, Indiana, which makes for a good setting. Riding through the woods on the coasters makes for a great time, and riding over the water in the Raven really does add a good vibe. And walking around the park is very peaceful with light music theme to each area, which is a very nice touch. There's something about this park that feels at home and old-timey, which I just can't explain, and it's just very clean overall, so the atmosphere is a great time, and I couldn't complain about anything for it. For food, I give it a 6.5 out of 10 and an audience score of 6 out of 10. The 2 food stops we tried were first, the Thanksgiving Day dinner in Plymouth Rock, and like I said, you get a Thanksgiving Day meal at a theme park, which is good, but it wasn't really fantastic. Nothing like grandma's cooking at home, but then we got some tacos at the Alamo, which was pretty good, better than most theme park Mexican food, and I overall liked it, but it was just regular theme park food in general. If you have any suggestions for other places I should eat in my next visit, definitely let me know in the comments below. Our second to last category is the merchandise. I give it a 9 out of 10, and the audience gave it an 8 out of 10. The merch you can get at the park is everything you could ever want, with shirts, hats, yes, they have nano coasters, made to thrill posters, and every coaster gets a good collection for merch for each ride. And even the water park has some good merch with some of the rides and slides being represented, but I would like a little bit more representation from the Mammoth and the other rides there. And our last category is the affordability. I give it a 10 out of 10, and the audience gives it a 9 out of 10. An average ticket will run you $39 to $49 per day, and that includes everything in the park, and the water park included. And looking at season passes for a local, if you're near that area, it's a pretty good deal. So for a summer fun card, until the end of February, it's $135. You get Sunday to Friday admission, you get discounts on locker rentals, and it's valid through Labor Day. That's a pretty dang good deal. If you want a full season pass, it's $170. A visit all season long. You get to bring a few friends per month, $10 off food and merchandise, and you can pay in different increments per month. It's a really good deal. And for $205, you can get all season long visits. You can bring 2 friends per month for free, $20 off food and merchandise, and you can pay it off per month. I think all these are great deals for this park, and you get the water park included, which I would probably go to more than the theme park. Well, that concludes each category. I'm going to give a final score. For me, I gave it a 75.5 out of 100, which is pretty good for a theme park run by a family and independent company. And then the audience gave it a 72 out of 100. If you like hearing theme park videos, documentaries, and reviews like this, make sure you subscribe for more. We're trying to get to 1,000 subscribers by my birthday, which is July 6th. And if you want to watch another one of my videos because YouTube really likes that, you can click anywhere on the screen on some recent videos I posted on theme park reviews or some theme park histories on some defunct attractions. So make sure you check those videos out. I'm Austin, and ride on.